Hello, my name is Leah Rogstad, and I am a former Fulbright Spain study grantee from the 21-22 cycle. And today I want to talk about why I think non-traditional applicants should apply for Fulbright and some of the advantages of being a non-traditional applicant. So number one, I want to preface this by saying I applied for Fulbright twice and won a grant on my second try. On my first try, I applied like I would say most Fulbright applicants do. It was the year I was graduating college. I was 22, 23, and I applied for a research grant in Spain and made it to the finalist round and then did not actually win the grant after. And I thought that was going to be the end of my Fulbright experience. It's a multi-month process, so it can be kind of intense to apply and then not win a grant. But then I went off and I taught, got a ton of work experience, really kind of developed my academic passions and my professional passions. And then finally, 5 years later, decided to apply again because I found a grant that was very much aligned with my professional goals and also the background knowledge and skills that I had at that moment. And so I decided to apply again. So that is to say that that is my number one reason that I think non-traditional applicants should apply for Fulbright. If you have been out of college for multiple years, you probably have a lot of work and or academic experience that is going to make it a lot easier for you to demonstrate your career path and why this grant is so important to the next step in your career path or in your academic path. And so this can create a really compelling um, statement that is going to show that this is very aligned with not just the Fulbright mission statement and the grant purpose, but also with your life path professionally and academically. Another reason or an advantage of being a non-traditional applicant is that you may have a bit more money saved up than if you're just graduating from college. And while most Fulbright grants really do provide you with enough money to live day to day, to travel to the host country, and to meet your needs. If you want to do any kind of traveling or don't want to just live the hostel lifestyle for a year, it is nice to have a little bit of savings as a safety net and a backup plan to take some of those trips on the weekends that you might want to do. And this was true for me. Having worked for 5 years, I had a little bit of savings, so it was easier to say, oh, yes, I would like to go walk the Camino de Santiago for a week, and I have the savings to do so outside of just the Fulbright grant money that was provided. And so that is also an advantage. And number three, I think that that extra experience and kind of maturity that comes from working is really going to allow you to have um, a really effective grant period just because you have more experience maybe working in different settings, and so you have kind of that cultural competence that comes from working, and that will transfer to whether you're doing a research or a study grant, working with your host community, having maybe the language skills that you need. So taking that extra time to get professional skills, to really clarify what your professional or academic path is, and then deciding to apply to a Fulbright, I think really will make your application more compelling. And as long as you can justify why this grant is so important for your professional experience now and why it is so important for your future plans to do this grant now, I think that being a non-traditional applicant can actually be an advantage. So this is just to also say that as a first generation college student and also a sort of non-traditional applicant. I was 5 years after graduating college. It was actually a really great experience to apply that way and experience the program that way. So don't be afraid to apply if you're a little bit older. You're going to have a great time. And if you are applying, feel free to check out my Fulbright Roadmap, which is a comprehensive 7-step guide to planning, writing, revising, and submitting your best Fulbright application. I spent about 40 hours creating this to help demystify and simplify the process and ensure that you have all of those concrete checklists to make sure that you write the best application you can. And so there are 7 steps that we go through, everything from choosing the right grant country that fits your background to planning out your application, reflections, and writing. And we go through each of those steps with clear checklists. And if you want a free checklist, you can check it out below. And then the full guide is also linked below. And don't forget to hit subscribe to get more videos and tips about applying. Okay, see you soon.